Hey, how's it going? It's John again. I am playing Immaculate Grid number 479, which I'm going to dedicate to Mr. Heine Manush and Mr. Luis Gonzalez, who both had 479 career slugging percentages. Gonzalez, of course, hits the Diamondbacks and Tigers, Astros. I think there's a couple other teams in there. And then Manush hits the Browns, so Orioles, Senators, so Twins, Tigers, I think Red Sox, Dodgers, and Pirates, I want to say. I think that's his whole repertoire there. So let's see how today goes. And I'll just get right into it. Sharing my screen. And this would have been yesterday's 478 on the rarity round, which I mean 300 saves was going to be a tough one. So I'll take that score. That was a dozen or so. Hit and refresh, hit and go. And away we go. All right, there it is. I think that one is Luis Gonzalez, actually, right? Yes. All right, let's get Fernando Vina. That one's a tough one. And we'll get Heine Manish over here, even though that's going to be a pretty low one. All right, let's get Mike Lowell for Yankees and Marlins. I'm going to get Tony Womack, Yankees and Cardinals. Joe DiMaggio is in the Hall of Fame. Trevor Hoffman is in the Hall of Fame. Cal Eldred will work here. And we'll grab Craig Counsell. So I was going for lower rarities without initially thinking about it. Look, got a rarity score of 24 on that. I want Trevor Hoffman for the Hall of Fame. That might be the lowest one, actually. I'll try Ted Simmons. I think that's the other one, low one. Don Sutton should also be pretty good. Went sub one. I had a lot of Brewers too. Well, I had Fernando Vina. I might have been able to. Might have been a creative way to go all Brewers. Maybe not over here. I don't know if that anyone's ever played for the Yankees and also been a Hall of Famer for the Brewers. Ted Simmons would have worked here too. All right. Well, that was kind of a fun one. Got a bunch of fairly low scores there. Stop, hit reset. We'll do a stop share and reshare. And let's see here. We're looking for that. Where is that one? Yeah, there it is. Wasn't showing up nicely. Getting what you paid for, folks. Hit and refresh. There we go. All right. Let's see what we can do business with here. I'm going to go for this one down here. I'm going to go Willie Banks. All right, good start. Cardinals and Brewers, how do we feel about Jamie Wright? 0.1, off to a decent start. I'll just, before I get too used to the low rarity, I'll just do Ted Simmons. Okay, so he is lower than Hoffman. Hoffman also would have worked over here. I'm gonna go Joel Adamson, who played 3 seasons, one with the Diamondbacks, one with the Brewers, one with the Marlins, and he also works for 300 career batting average because he was 3 for 10 in his career. That's a pretty good low score. Let's see, Tigers. Can I go lower than Heine Menesh, who's at like 0.5? While I ponder that, I'm gonna get Bobby Shantz in here. He might be creeping up a little bit. And over here, I could have gone with him, but I'm going to go with him on the next one over, which is Enos Slaughter, famous Yankee Hall of Famer. All right, and then for the Tigers, Tigers Hall of Fames, you get Sam Crawford, Harry Hillman, Charlie Gehringer, Mickey Cochran. Um, More recently, you get let's see, you get Pudge Rodriguez, um, Jack Morris, Alan Trammell are both in. Um, I guess a lot of 60s teams, 60s, 70s teams, Danny McLean, and he's not in. Willie Horton and Bill Freehan, 10-time All-Star Bill Freehan, not in the Hall of Fame. Does seem like there's a little bit of a gap there, doesn't there? Of course, Cabrera and Verlander will be in the Hall of Fame soon. Um, yeah, where to go here? No, maybe we go Al Simmons for point 0.3. So that was lower than Minish got. So these guys combined have 1. Simmons has 3, so that's 4. So I'm at like 4.1 right now. Let's see. And they had, like I mentioned, Tigers and Cardinals. I've played Vina before, and it's always a lot higher than I would think, up at about 4%. And that goes for this game and also the crossover grid game. Who else could I sneak in there? I mean, Vina's pretty sneaky. He's mainly a Brewer. He played a couple years with the Cardinals. Might have been an all-star team with the Cardinals. He was pretty good for the couple years he was there. He made the playoffs with them a couple times, I think. But yeah, as a Tiger, he barely played. I think he just played his last season there. This is not a Pat Borders combo. It's the one AL Central team he doesn't hit. He does hit the Cardinals though. Um, I believe these are both Juan Encarnacion combinations. Encarnacion was on both. I want to say he was the Marlins in the early 2000s. Or sorry, the Tigers in the early 2000s and was on both the '03 and '06 World Series teams with Marlins and the Cardinals and hit 19 home runs on both of those teams playing right field. It's just like a fun little tidbit. It's just like he wasn't an all-star, an incredible player or anything. He was delivering about 20 home runs out of right field, and he managed to do that for 2 World Series teams. That's cool. That's a cool little bit of history for Juan Encarnacion. And I think he was a Tiger before that. I'm pretty sure. And I think what I'm gonna do actually is go. I wonder how popular Troy Percival is gonna be because I think he hits both teams. Um, Edgar Renteria will work for both of these categories, but I mean he's pretty popular for all 3 teams, I think. So I kind of want to stay away from there. Let's see. These 2 teams faced off in the World Series twice, 1968 and at least twice. The ones I know about are 68 and '06. And then from the Marlins, I was gonna say Willie Blair, but I think I'm conflating people. I think I'm conflating Willie Blair, who played for the Diamondbacks, and Tony Saunders, who went from the Marlins to the Devil Rays. I think I'm conflating those guys, which I don't know how the Tigers work their way into the Tony Saunders, but and I'm probably ticking off the clock here. These teams have both been around forever. How are there not more overlaps that just leap to my mind? Granderson will work here. I don't know if, I mean, obviously he starts and has a couple really good years for Detroit. Barely plays for Florida. Let's see. This isn't going to be a Quantrill combo or a Tim Raines combo. Don't think this is a Devi Cruz combo. Don't believe Mike Myers makes his way out to either of these teams. Um, yeah, let's go that route. Full percent for Juan Encarnacion, which is better than Fernando Vina. And do we go with Granderson? Can we come up with someone better? Dontrell Willis will also work. He was in the Cabrera trade. I mentioned Renneria works. Um, I think Todd Jones might work. Not 100% sure on that one. Yeah, Luis Gonzalez was actually a pretty good haul on that one. All right. Tigers and Marlins. I'm going to dial in Granderson and call it for 2%. So rarity of 8. Who was I? Let's get both of these just for a little extracurricular activity. Was I right on Todd Jones? I was right on Todd Jones. Juan Acevedo? That's a fun name. I remember him. Of course, Rodriguez works. Mentioned Wilson. Edwin Jackson. Why am I not surprised? Geronimo Baroa. I didn't know he hit these teams. He was an expansion Marlin. Paul Bacco. I keep meaning to learn a little bit more about his career. He's a former Brewer. And yeah, for the Cardinals here, I mean you get Johnny Peralta's in there, Sil Johnson, who I've never heard of, he's in there. Kid Gleason. There's a lot of Vince Coleman is in there. Interesting. You can also get Edwin Jackson. Just scanning a little bit. Esteban Yan. I love that name. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for playing. I'll take an 8. That's pretty good with these numbers. And post your scores, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. Peace.